Konnichiwa, salami alaikum, and shalom, guys. Welcome to the best player from each country. Today's episode will be focused on Asia, and please ignore the other one which has gone up. That is being deleted, hopefully. And we had a bit of a technical issue with the Wi-Fi. It's hopefully all sorted now. I was just saying on the other one, it's very sad passing of Prince Philip since I've last time uploaded. So my condolences goes to the royal family and all those affected. I know the whole nation has felt the effects of it. But we still upload. Although I will not be uploading next week, by the way, if you didn't hear that as well, I will be not uploading until next Sunday with the best ones from Asia. So, on to Russia. I've gone with Alexander Golovin. Golovin won the 2013 UEFA European Under-17 Championship with Russia's national Under-17 team, with which he also participated in the 2013 FIFA Under-17 World Cup. Later, Golovin went on to represent the Russian national Under-19 team at the 2015 UEFA European Under-19 Championship, where Russia came in second place. Golovin made his debut for the Russian national team on the 7th of June 2015 in a friendly game against Belarus at the Arena Khimki. I don't know how you pronounce that. Replacing captain Roman Shirokov in the 61st minute and scoring Russia's second goal of a 4-2 victory 16 minutes later. On the 11th of May 2018, he was included in Russia's extended 2018 FIFA World Cup squad. On the 3rd of June 2018, he was included in the finalised World Cup squad. On the 14th of June 2018, he played a crucial role in Russia's 5-0 victory over Saudi Arabia, making 2 assists and scoring the final goal, a free kick in the opening match of the 2018 World Cup. For Turkey, I've gone with Kaglos Soyuncu. In November 2015, he was called up to the Turkey national football team by coach Fatih Terim, following the injury of central defender Serdar Aziz. Soyuncu is the first Altınordu player to be called up to Turkey's national football team after 78 years, since Sait Altınordu, the iconic player of the club, was selected in 1937. He is also the first player to get called up to the national team from any Izmir-based football club since 1997. On the 17th of November 2015, Soyuncu played as reserve for the friendly game against Greece, but stayed on the bench and did not actually get a chance to play. On the 18th of March 2016, he was called to the national squad for friendly games against Sweden and Austria, to be held on 24th of March 2016 in Antalya, Turkey, and on the 29th of March in Austria, respectively, substituting Ozan Tufan in the dying minutes of a friendly game against Sweden. Soyuncu earned his first senior cap on the 24th of March 2016, which was a Thursday. Earning his second cap, he was in the starting lineup in the friendly with Russia on the 1st of September 2016, which ended in 0-0 draw. On the 1st of June 2018, Soyuncu scored his first senior international goal on a friendly game against Tunisia, held at the Stade de Genève in Geneva in Switzerland. For Cyprus, I've gone with Konstantinos Laifis. Laifis represented Cyprus internationally at all underage levels. Team reached the elite qualification round of the 2012 European Championships and made his first appearance for the under-21s in March 2013, where he played the first half of a 2-0 defeat to Belgium in a qualifier for the 2015 European Under-21 Championships. He played in the whole of their next qualifier, a 3-0 win at home to Northern Ireland, and retained his place for a friendly in Romania. He made his first senior debut on the 16th of November 2014 in the UEFA 2016 Euros qualifying against Andorra, which Cyprus won 5-0. For Syria, I've gone with Omar Al-Sumar. He played for the Syrian under-19 national team in the AFC under-19 Championship 2008 in Saudi Arabia. He scored his first international goal with Syria's under-19s against Iraq. He was part of a Syrian under-23s national team in the Mediterranean Games 2009 in Italy and Asian football qualifiers for the 2012 Olympics round 4, the playoff round. He was part of the Syrian national football team in the 2012 WAFF Championship in Kuwait. Due to political reasons, he did not play for Syria again until 2017 World Cup qualifiers. On the 31st of August 2017, he played in the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualification against Qatar in Malaysia. He didn't score in the game, but Syria won the match by 3-1. On the 5th of September, Syria had an important game against Iran at the end of this qualification. If they won and South Korea lost against Uzbekistan, they would have qualified to the World Cup. And Syria took the lead early in the early minutes, but the home team came back quickly. Syria was losing the game, but in extra time in the last moment of the game, Al-Samar scored the decisive goal. It was his first goal for his country, and the match ended 2-2. He led Syria into the Asian playoff for the first time, against Syria's playoff opponents, Australia. Al-Samar scored the equalising goal during the first leg in Malaysia. He then scored early in the second leg in Australia to put Syria into a shock lead, but Australia won 2-1 in extra time to end Syria's World Cup qualifying hopes. Al-Samar struck the post and missed on the 119th minute, which concluded the Syrian campaign. In the 2019 AFC Asian Cup, he wasn't at his best during the tournament, although he mentioned before the tournament that he had high expectations for the team, and he betted that the team will advance to the knockout rounds, and he guaranteed that the team will win their first 2 matches easily. And, well, let's see what happens. The team ended up out of the tournament in the first round with just 1 point taken from a match against Palestine. In an interview on NBC television dated on the 3rd of March 2019, he said that the bad intentions were the reasons behind the early exit. On the 5th of September 2019, he scored 2 goals against Philippines in a 5-2 victory in the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualification. Also, he is the top scorer currently in the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualification. As of December 4th, 2020, he may have changed. Have they done the World Cup qualifiers since then? I don't know. Lebanon, I've gone with Basil Girardi. Despite playing all of the Danish youth national teams, Girardi decided to represent Lebanon internationally at senior level. On the 26th of August 2015, he played for Lebanon, scoring the 2-1 goal in a friendly against Iraq, who won the game 3-2. After the match, regarding his national team choice between Lebanon and Denmark, can I just say how weird a combination that is? He stated that both countries mean a lot to me. It's a big decision. Although in January 2018, Girardi stated that he aimed to play for Denmark, in November of the same year, he was called up for Lebanon for friendly matches against Uzbekistan and Australia. In December 2018, he was called up for the 2019 AFC Asian Cup squad. After playing the whole 90 minutes in the first group stage game against Qatar, Girardi fell into a disagreement with coach Radulovic and was subsequently ruled out of the national team for the rest of the tournament. On the 5th of September 2019, the Lebanese Football Association announced Girardi's indefinite exclusion from the national team, alongside teammate Joanne Omari, for refusing a call-up for the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifying match against North Korea. After issuing an apology explaining his reasons for refusing the call-up, the LFA lifted the exclusion, and Girardi was reintegrated to the national team on the 19th of September 2019. For Israel, I've gone with Manor Solomon. On the 18th of November 2020, Solomon scored his first half goal in a UEFA Nations League match against Scotland, earning him a 1-0 for his native Israel. Don't really know why Israel are actually in the UEFA, to be fair. On the divisive other side, we've got Palestine with Mahmoud Wadi. Wadi made his debut for the national team on the 14th of November 2017 against the Maldives in the 2019 AFC Asian Cup qualification in Jenin in the West Bank, coming off the bench in the 50th minute and winning the game 8-1. For Jordan, I've gone with Musa Al-Tamari. Al-Tamari's first international match was a friendly against Lebanon on the 31st of August 2016, which ended in a 1-1 draw. Al-Tamari was only 19 years old at the time, to be fair. He went on to make 6 more international appearances during 2016, and in 2017 he scored his first goal for Jordan in a friendly match against Hong Kong. Al-Tamari was named in Jordan's squad for the 2019 AFC Asian Cup. He played 3 matches, scored 1 goal, and made 2 assists at the tournament. Right, for Iraq, I've gone with Ali Adnan. Ali Adnan's breathtaking and scintillating performances were the highlight of Iraq's under-20s fairy tale run to the semi-finals at the 2013 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Turkey. His goal against England's under-20s that brought Iraq level at 2-2 epitomised his never-ending dynamism and drive. In the 93rd minute of the game, he cut inside from the byline, bamboozling the opposition with his trickery before darting past the English defence and blasting the ball past the goalkeeper. His eagerness to get down the flank with his marauding runs, the ability to strike the ball from anywhere outside the penalty box with such ferocity and accuracy, and his all-round physical superiority over his competitors and caught the attention of observers at the tournament, and there were rumours that scouts from clubs from the top European leagues had been watching the 19-year-old. He also managed to score the opening goal in the semi-finals against Uruguay's under-20s from a narrow-angle free kick in a match which ended 1-1 after extra time, which saw Uruguay advance to the final by a shootout. During the tournament, several clubs had shown interest. Adnan had been linked with Spanish club Sevilla, English club Arsenal, Turkish clubs Galatasaray at Bursa and Kayserispor, Italian clubs Genoa and Livorno, also the Qatari club Al. And Adnan eventually signed for Kyrgyzstan. Ali Adnan was chosen as part of the Olympic team squad that represented Iraq in the Rio Olympics 2016 and was very crucial to the games, providing many chances, and was chosen as man of the match against Denmark. But after Iraq's 1-1 draw with South Africa, in which Adnan played a great deal of, even providing an assist, to be fair, Iraq finished with only 3 points as third place in the table after Brazil and Denmark. This caused Iraq to crash out of the Rio Olympics in the group stage. After the Olympics, Ali Adnan announced his shock retirement from international football via Twitter. The announcement came as a shock to all Iraqis, as it was met with a lot of criticism, as well as pleas for him to return. In the video posted to Twitter, Adnan said that he would not play for Iraq at any level, and that it was putting an X on his international career. The decision reportedly came after the Iraqi Olympic team were criticised following their performance in Brazil. After his retirement, Ali Adnan's father, Adnan Kadim, was on a popular Iraqi football talk show, and he spoke to Ali via phone live on air in front of millions of viewers and spoke to him about reversing the decision. Ali Adnan eventually went back on his decision and came out on the 3rd of December 2012 at the age of 18. He announced his arrival on the international stage when he made his debut for the national side against Bahrain in Doha. In the process, Adnan became the first graduate from Abu Baba's football school to play for the national senior team, only 11 years after the foundation of the school. The player had not been selected by Brazilian coach Zico prior to the Bahrain game, but after he left his job due to a dispute over unpaid wages, Hakeem Shakar, Ali Adnan's youth coach, was appointed to take charge of the senior side, and his first decision was to take the step to call up the left back for the game. His display cemented his place as the best left back in the country, winning plaudits for his displays at the 2012 WAFF Championship. He scored his first goal for Iraq's national team in a 3-1 win over the China, I think it's normal China, during the 2015 AFC Asian Cup qualification. For Iran, I've gone with Sardar Azmoun. Azmoun broke out while representing the Iran under-20 side, becoming top scorer of the 2012 Commonwealth of Independent States Cup, scoring 7 goals in 6 games. On the 8th of October 2013, He played for the under-20s team during the 2014 under-19s championship qualification in Kerman. In a match against Lebanon, he captained the team by scoring 2 goals, assisting 1 and drawing a penalty. Azmoun was called into the under-23s team for the Olympic qualifiers in March 2015. He was the tournament's leading goal scorer, going into the final match day with 4 goals and 3 assists. As the 2016 AFC Under-23s Championship was not held during the FIFA International Match calendar. He was not released by Rostov, to be fair. On the 5th of October 2013, Moon was called up to the Iranian national football team against Thailand by Carlos Kierov. He was selected in Iran's 28-man provisional squad for the 2014 FIFA World Cup by Kierov, but was one of 5 players being dropped from the final squad. Azmoun made his senior debut on the 26th of May 2014 in a friendly match against Montenegro, coming on as a substitute in the 60th minute for Riza Guchanajad. I think that is. However, he was not included in Iran's squad for the 2014 FIFA World Cup, announced on the 1st of June 2014. He scored his first goal on the 18th of November 2014 in a 1-0 friendly win over South Korea. Azmoun was called into Iran's 2015 AFC Asian Cup squad on the 30th of December 2014 by Carlos Queiroz. He scored a goal in the next match, a 1-0 friendly win over rivals Iraq. He then scored the winner in the second game of the Asian Cup with a great piece of individual skill against Qatar. He also opened the scoring against Iraq in the quarterfinals with a header. On the 16th of June 2015, Azmoun scored a goal against Turkmenistan in a 2018 FIFA World Cup qualifier. On the 3rd of September 2015, he scored his first senior brace in a 6-0 defeat of Guam, I think that is, in the World Cup qualifiers. He scored his first hat-trick for Iranian national team in a 3-0 win over Macedonia at the Philip II Arena on the 2nd of June 2016. 8 days later, he scored his first goal in Iran's 2-0 win over Uzbekistan, which secured qualification to the 2018 FIFA World Cup. In June 2018, he was named in Iran's final squad for the 2018 World Cup in Russia. He made his first World Cup appearance in a 1-0 victory over Morocco in their first group stage match on the 15th of June. Azmoun retired from international football at the age of 23, just after Iran's 2018 World Cup exit, due to heavy criticism he faced from fans. The criticisms caused his mother's illness to worsen, and as a result, Azmoun chose to retire to be by his mother's side. That is very touching. In October 2018, Azmoun returned to the Iranian national team and was called up for the 2019 AFC Asian Cup by Carlos Queiroz. For Saudi Arabia, I've gone with Mohamed Kano. In May 2018, he was named in Saudi Arabia's preliminary squad for the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. He's made 17 national team appearances and scored once. For Kuwait, I've gone with Fahad Al-Ansari. Fahad Al-Ansari is aged 34 and is a Kuwaiti footballer who plays as a midfielder for Al-Qadisiyah and the Kuwait national team. He's made a huge 82 appearances, scoring 3 goals. For Bahrain, I've gone with Abdullah Yusuf Halal. He represents Bahrain since 2012, making 48 appearances, scoring 5 times in them appearances. For Qatar, I've gone with Akram Afif. Afif featured in Qatar's under-20s AFC under-19 championship qualification campaign in 2014. During the main tournament, he scored the lone goal in the final against the Democratic Republic of Congo. Not Congo, Korea. DPR Korea. I don't know which one that is. I think that's South Korea, but it may be North Korea. To give Qatar the victory. He was called up to the senior national team in September 2015 by coach Daniel Carino. He scored in Qatar's 15-0 win. 15-0, that is ridiculous, against Bhutan on the 3rd of September 2015 during the 2018 World Cup qualification rounds. He also registered an assist in the match. During Qatar's successful 2019 AFC Asian Cup campaign, Afif played a paramount role to help his team to lift the trophy, registering 10 assists overall, a new record in the tournament. For the UAE, I've gone with Ali Mabkout. He was part of the UAE Olympic team that qualified for the Olympic Games in London. At the Olympics, he played 3 games against Uruguay, Great Britain, and Senegal. Kahoot made his senior national team debut on the 16th of October 2012 at Zaabil Stadium in Dubai against Gulf rival Bahrain in a friendly match. Ali Kahoot has scored his first ever hat-trick and led UAE to a 6-2 win. Ali Kahoot played in his first major senior international tournament at the 21st Arabian Gulf Cup in 2013. He was selected by the UAE international team coach Mahdi Ali. In the group stage against Qatar, he scored in the 28th minute in a match which ended 3-1 to UAE. He also scored the goal against Bahrain in the second group match. After qualifying from their group, UAE faced Kuwait in the semi-final, winning 1-0 before beating Iraq 2-1 in the final. This trophy was his first as a first-team player. Kahoot was named in the UAE's 23-man squad for the 2015 AFC Asian Cup. He started the opening match of the tournament against Qatar and scored twice in a 4-1 win. In the following match against Bahrain, Kahoot scored the fastest goal ever in an AFC Asian Cup history in the 14th second. That's dead quick, guys. UAE won the match 2-1 and qualified to the knockout stage. In the quarterfinals, Kahoot scored the opening goal of a 1-1 draw with Japan at the Stadium Australia in Sydney. He went on to convert his penalty kick as the Emiratis defeated the defending champions 5-4 in a penalty shootout. He also scored the winning goal in UAE's 3-2 win over Iraq in a third-place match. He then won the Golden Boot as the tournament's top goal scorer with 5 goals. On the 10th of October 2011, Kahoot scored a hat-trick against Indonesia in a 5-0 win to become UAE's all-time leading goal scorer. For Oman, I've gone with Ahmad Al-Hosni. Ahmad has made appearances in the 16th Arabian Gulf Cup, in the 17th Arabian Gulf Cup, the 18th, the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st Arabian Gulf Cup. He has been in the national team squad since 2003, and he first showed his talent during the 16th Arabian Gulf Cup, scoring a goal in a 1-0 win over Arabian giant Saudi Arabia. In the tournament, Oman finished at the 4th place, hence reaching its best ever position in the Arabian Gulf competition. We the 4th round for the first time, with 8 points from 2 wins and 2 draws. In the 17th Arabian Cup, he scored 4 goals, a brace each in a 3-1 win over Iraq and in a 3-2 win over Bahrain, hence helping his country to reach the semi-finals and then the finals of the Arabian Gulf Cup for the first time. But Oman lost in the final to host Qatar in a penalty shootout, after the goalkeeping sensation Ali Al-Habsi missed a penalty. Qatar won the match 6-5 on penalties after the match ended 1-1 at normal time. Ahmad was awarded with the top goal scorer award for the competition. He also scored 2 goals in the 18th Arabian Gulf Cup, one in a 2-1 win over hosts of the United Arab Emirates, and another in a 2-1 win over Kuwait. This was the second time when Oman managed to reach to the finals, but again they lost to the host, the United Arab Emirates. Ismail Matar, the Emirati legend, scored the lone goal of the match as the United Arab Emirates won their first ever Arabian Gulf Cup. Finally, in 2009, he helped his team to win their first ever Arabian Gulf Cup trophy, and he scored 1 goal in the 19th Arabian Gulf Cup in a 4-0 win over Iraq. He scored once and one and the only goal of Oman in the 20th Arabian Gulf Cup in a 1-1 draw against Bahrain. Oman would fail to against Bahrain. I think I said it in a moment. Oman failed to qualify for the semi-finals this time, though. In the 21st Arabian Gulf Cup, he played in 3 matches but failed to score a single goal. Oman again could only score 1 goal, and this time it was from the spot by the youngster Hussein Al-Hadri in a 2-1 loss against Qatar, and Oman then again failed to qualify for the semi-finals. Ahmad has made appearances in the 2004 AFC Asian Cup qualification. In the 2004 AFC Asian Cup, the 2007 AFC Asian Cup, the 2000 qualification campaign, the 2011 AFC Asian Cup qualification, and the 2015 AFC Asian Cup qualification. He scored 3 goals in the 2004 AFC Asian Cup, which included a brace in a 2-2 draw against Iran, and a goal in a 2-0 win over Thailand. In the tournament, Oman won 4 points in a 2-0 win over Thailand and a 2-2 draw against Iran, and hence failed to qualify for the quarterfinals. In the 2007 AFC Asian Cup qualification, he scored 2 goals, one in a 4-1 win over Pakistan, and another in the return leg in a 5-0 win over Pakistan, and again helped his team qualify for the 2007 AFC Asian Cup. Badr al-Mayamani scored 1 and the only goal of Oman in the 2007 AFC Asian Cup in a 1-1 draw against Australia. In the tournament, Oman won 2 points in a 1-1 draw against Australia and in a 0-0 draw against Iraq, and hence failed again to qualify for the quarterfinals. In the 2011 AFC Asian Cup qualification, he played in 5 matches, but failed to score a single goal. Oman failed to even qualify for the 2011 AFC Asian Cup. He made 2 appearances in the 2015 AFC Asian Cup qualification, scoring 1 goal in the penultimate game in a 3-1 win over Singapore, and again helped his team to qualify for the 2015 Asian Cup by finishing at the top of Group A. Ahmad has made 6 appearances in the 2006 FIFA World Cup qualification, 7 in the 2010 FIFA World Cup qualification, and 15 in the 2014 FIFA World Cup qualification. He scored 2 goals in the 2006 FIFA World Cup qualification, 1 in the second round of the FIFA World Cup qualification in a 5-1 win over India, and another also in the second round in a 2-0 win over Singapore. He scored a brace in the 2010 FIFA World Cup qualification in the third round of the FIFA World Cup qualification in a 2-1 win over Thailand. He scored 2 goals in the 2014 FIFA World Cup qualification, 1 in the second round of the FIFA World Cup qualification in a 2-0 win over Myanmar, and another in the third round of the FIFA World Cup qualification in a 1-0 win over Australia in the third round in a crucial home match, which eventually helped Oman qualify for the 4th round. Oman entered the last game of a group play with a chance to qualify for at least the playoff round, but a 1-0 loss to Jordan eliminated them from contention. For Yemen, I've gone with Mohamed Fouad. He made his debut for the Yemeni national football team on the 9th of December 2012 in a match against Bahrain during the 2012 WAFF Championship. For Kazakhstan, I've gone with Bakhtiar Zaynutdinov. Bakhtiar Zaynutdinov, aged 22, is a Kazakhstani footballer with Uzbek origin who plays for the Russian club CSKA Moscow and the Kazakhstan national football team. He plays as an attacking midfielder or as a right winger. 14 appearances for the national team, scoring 7 times. For Uzbekistan, I've gone with Eldor Shomurodov. Shomurodov played for the Uzbekistan under-19s in the 2014 AFC under-19s Championship and qualified to the 2015 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. He played in all 5 matches in the under-20s team and the 2015 under-20s World Cup, and he scored 2 goals. Shomurodov and his 2 teammates were listed as nominees for the Best Young Players of Asia by AFC in 2015. Shomurodov was called to the senior national team to play on the 3rd of September 2015 in the 2018 World Cup qualifying match against Yemen. He made his official debut in that match. On the 8th of October 2015, he scored his first goal for the national team in a WC qualifying away match against Bahrain, securing, by the way, WC I think means World Cup, securing a 4-0 victory for the Uzbek side. For Tajikistan, I've gone with Parviz Dizon Umarbayev. With Russian citizenship, he was summoned to the youth team of Russia in 2012. He has actually played both for the youth team of Tajikistan with the under-23s. From a 2015 debut on the 27th of March in a match against Yemen, on the 31st of March 2015, he scored his first goal in a match against Sri Lanka, which ended 5-1. In May 2015, he was actually called up to the Tajikistan national football team. For Turkmenistan, I've gone with Ruslan Mingazov, I think. I don't know how you pronounce that. Mingazov made his senior national team debut on the 14th of April 2009 in the 2010 AFC Challenge Cup qualification match against the Maldives. He scored his first national team goal against Bhutan in the very next match on the 16th of April 2009, also in the AFC Challenge Cup qualifying. For Kyrgyzstan, I've gone with Valery Kitchen. He has been a member of the Kyrgyzstan national football team since 2011, making 33 senior appearances and scoring twice. For Afghanistan, I've gone with Omran Haydari. Haydari debuted for the Afghanistan national football team in a 0-0 friendly tie with Palestine on the 19th of August 2018. He scored his only goal against Tajikistan in a 1-1 draw in a friendly. For Pakistan, I've gone with Mohammed Adnan. Adnan Mohammed, as they also call him, was selected by Pakistan's national football team for the 2018 SAFF Championship, but couldn't feature because his visa was not issued by the Bangladeshi authorities. But he finally made his debut for the national team on the 16th of November 2018 in a 2-1 friendly loss against Palestine, in which he assisted the only goal scored by Hassan Bashir. For Bangladesh, I've gone with Rasel Liton. On the 25th of August 2014, Liton made his debut against Nepal in the under-23s in an international friendly on the 27th of July 2014. He was selected by Ludwig de Cruyff. I do not know. It's a Dutch name, I think. For the 2014 Asian Games held in Incheon in South Korea. After the Asian Games, Liton was called up by de Cruyff for 2 friendly matches against Sri Lanka in October 2014 at Jasore and Rajshahi in Bangladesh. He made his debut in the first match on the 24th of October, and he kept his first clean sheet in the second match on the 27th of October. For India, I've gone with Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. Gurpreet made his debut for the Indians under-19s against Iraq under-19s in the 2010 AFC under-19s Championship qualification on the 5th of November 2009. He was then called up for the 23-man seniors Indian squad for the 2011 AFC Asian Cup. He made his debut against Turkmenistan in a 1-1 draw. He was called up to the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualifier squad against Nepal, used sub in both legs. Gurpreet made his second appearance for the senior national team against Iran in the 2018 World Cup qualifier at Bangalore. He started in a 3-0 defeat at that time, I think. He made his next appearance against Turkmenistan in a 2-1 loss on the 8th of October. He also kept a clean sheet against Guam on the 12th of November 2015, a game that ended 1-0. He kept his second clean sheet against Sri Lanka in a 2-0 win in the SAFF Suzuki Cup 2015. In 2016, he captained the Indian national team against Puerto Rico and played an essential role against India's 1-0 victory against Kyrgyzstan in the 2019 AFC Asian Cup qualification game in 2017. He featured for India in the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, where he made his 35th appearance for the team against Oman on the 5th of September 2019, where he conceded 2 goals as India lost the match 2-1. In the second group stage match on the 2022 World Cup qualifiers, Gurpreet was given the captain armband as the skipper Sunil Chetri was out due to injury against Asian champions Qatar. Gurpreet saved 11 shots on target from the Qatar attack and became a hero for the team as India successfully drew the match 0-0 against Qatar. For Sri Lanka, I've gone with Ahmed Wasim Razik. He made his senior national team debut on the 19th of November 2019 in the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualification match against Turkmenistan. For the Maldives, I've gone with Ali Ashfaq. Ashfaq started his international career in 2004, being part of the Maldives senior national team. Ashfaq lost his place for the 2003 SAFF Championship national squad to fellow national team striker Ahmed Tariq. Ashfaq's first SAFF Championship was the 2005 SAFF Championship in Karachi. He managed to score 2 goals against Afghanistan and 1 against Sri Lanka in the group stage, although Maldives were knocked out by India in the semi-finals. Maldives and Sri Lanka co-hosted the 2008 SAFF Championship, in which Maldives won their first ever SAFF Championship title. Despite his goalless run throughout the tournament, Ashfaq assisted 6 goals for the side and was named most valuable player of the tournament. As a result, he was included in the list of Goal.com's Asia's top 10 performance of 2008. Ashfaq became captain of the Maldives national football team at the age of only 23 in 2009. During the 2009 SAFF Championship, Ashfaq was the team captain and he scored 3 goals. Maldives lost the title to India in the final after penalties. Ashfaq was the runner-up to the most valuable player of the tournament and was voted the best player of the tournament by the Bangladeshi media. The 2011 SAFF Championship was hosted by India, and all the matches took place in New Delhi. The Maldivian side went to the tournament with high hopes after replacing their Argentine coach Diego Cruciani with their previous 2009 coach Istvan Urbani. Maldives with Pakistan, Nepal and Bangladesh was placed in what was called the Group of Death. A bit of an ironic name, that one, to be fair. Maldives' first match was against Nepal, and in the final minutes of the first half, Ashfaq scored with a brilliant, world-class long-range shot, which was also praised by the international media as the best goal of the tournament. The match ended in a draw, and the Maldives-Pakistan match also concluded as a draw, but was criticised for an average performance. Maldives were knocked out in the semi-finals by eventual winners India. In the Eastern Promise 10 to watch in 2012 shortlist by John Duerden of ASPNstar.com. Maldives played their first friendly match on the 20th of 2013 against Pakistan, in which the Maldivian drew by 1-1. However, in the second match, Maldives won by 3 goals, with 2 coming from Ashfaq. His first goal was the most notable as he dribbled past 3 defenders and the goalkeeper as well. In the 2013 SAFF Championship held in Nepal, Ashfaq scored 6 goals against Sri Lanka. Maldives won the match by 10-0, breaking their own record of winning with the biggest margin set in a 9-1 win against Afghanistan in 2005. In this match, Ashfaq beat Lionel Messi's record of scoring 5 goals in the Continental Tournament match. Moreover, Ashfaq set himself another record, the all-time top scorer of the SAFF Championship, with 14 goals in total. He continued his fantastic form and scored 4 in the 8-2 thumping of Bhutan. With this, Ashfaq has 18 goals in the SAFF Championship. In the opening match of the 2014 AFC Challenge Cup against Myanmar, Ashfaq set up Mohamed Umair for a goal and scored the final goal for himself in a 3-2 defeat. He continued his fine form with 2 goals in a 2-0 win over Kyrgyzstan. In the last match of the group stage, Maldives drew 0-0 with Palestine and secured a place for the semi-final. Even with the greatest skill of Ashfaq, Maldives lost to the Philippines by 3-2 in extra time and had to play the third place playoffs. Maldives and Afghanistan fought for the third place until the 120 minutes of the game, which ended as a 1-1 draw. Maldives beat Afghanistan on a penalty shootout by 8-7 and won the first ever medal for an AFC tournament. Maldives played Tajikistan on the 26th of March 2015, and Ashfaq was sidelined as he was recovering from a hamstring injury he had sustained in the Malaysian Super League. Tajikistan beat Maldives by 2-0 at the national team. In Manila, on the 3rd of September 2015, Maldives was beaten by the Philippines in a friendly match, which ended in a 2-0. FAM gave rest to Ashfaq on this match because he had to play competitive matches too tightly in the Malaysian Super League. Maldives were grouped alongside Qatar, China, Hong Kong and Bhutan in Group C in the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualification round 2. On the 11th of June 2015, Maldives played Qatar at home and were narrowly defeated for a 99th minute goal by a 1 and lost 1-0. Later on the 16th of June 2015, Maldives lost to Hong Kong by 2-0 away at home. But both of the matches he was not in good form, and Ashfaq could not participate in the China game due to some personal reasons, whatever they may be, which Maldives lost to China in a 4-0 scoreline in Shenyang. On the 8th of October 2015, Ashfaq scored a hat-trick against Bhutan in their home and came off the pitch on the 59th minute, which ended in as a 4-3 to Maldives. Maldives lost their home game against Hong Kong by 1 goal on the 12th of November 2015. On the 26th of October 2015, Ashfaq announced that the 2015 SAFF Championship would be his last edition of a tournament before his retirement from international football. Maldives camped in Malaysia to prepare for the 2015 SAFF Championship. Maldives played several matches during the camp, including the game against Ashfaq's club PDRM FA. On the 24th of December 2015, Maldives faced Bhutan on their first game of the 2015 SAFF Championship. With 63% possession of the match, Maldives beat Bhutan 3-1 as Ashfaq scored a stunner after beating a couple of defenders outside the area. In the second game of the group stage against Bangladesh, Maldives won narrowly by a 3-1 scoreline after scoring 2 goals during the last minutes of the game. Ashfaq scored a penalty against Bangladesh on Boxing Day 2015, and Ashfaq came into the pitch as a substitute player in the 76th minute on the 28th of December 2015, which Maldives lost their first game against Afghanistan by 4-1. On the 31st of December, Maldives got narrowly beaten by the rivals India by 3-2 in the semi-finals of the SAFF Suzuki Cup and got knocked out. On the 29th of March 2016, Ashfaq scored his 50th goal for Maldives against Bhutan in the 2018 World Cup qualification. For Nepal, I've gone with Rohit Chand. Chand is the youngest player to play for the full senior level tournament for Nepal, making his debut on the 23rd of March 2009 at the age of 16 years and 22 days against Palestine in the AFC, which was later broke by Bimal Gati Magar, by the way. He also made many appearances in different age groups from under-17s and under-19s age group. Rohit was named the vice-captain of the national team in 2015. Sorry about that. For Bhutan, I've gone with Chencho Gyelchen. Gyelchen has represented Bhutan at the under-12s, under-13s, under-15s, under-17s and under-19s levels. In 2007, he was selected to play for the under-13s team after noticing the team practice while he walked home from school. Gyelchen scored on his senior debut for Bhutan on the 19th of March 2011 in a friendly against fellow Himalayan state Nepal. On the 12th of March 2015, he and the rest of the Bhutan team recorded its first World Cup qualification win in its history, with a 1-0 victory over Sri Lanka. In the second leg of the series at Bhutan's national Changlimithang Stadium, Gyelchen scored twice, with his first goal coming in the 5th minute as he lifted the ball over Sri Lanka's on-rushing goalie and into the far corner of the net. With the score tied 1-1 in the second half stoppage time, Gyelchen dribbled away from the goal box into the left corner of the penalty area, spun and struck a shot that eluded 2 defenders and the goalkeeper as it slipped into the near corner. The victory and reaching the second round of the qualification for the first time team in world was described by the team as a historic moment to remember. For China, I've gone for a person called Elkerson. In September 2011, Elkerson received his first call-up for the Brazil national football team by Mano Menezes. Okay. for the second leg of the 2011 Super Clásico de las Americas against Argentina. However, he didn't play for Brazil in the match. Elkerson was called up to the Chinese national team in August 2019, following gaining Chinese citizenship via naturalization. Elkerson subsequently became the first player to be called up for China without any Chinese ancestry at all. Following his naturalization as a Chinese citizen, his name is rendered as Ai Kesen in Chinese. Prior to that, he used the Chinese transliterated name Ai Erkison. In Cantonese-speaking areas such as Guangzhou and Hong Kong, he is known as Ngai Gitsan. For Hong Kong, I've gone with Wai To Sun Day. In September 2018, Day was called up to the preliminary squad of the Hong Kong national team, although it was initially reported that he had declined a Hong Kong call-up due to injury. He later accepted a call-up during the same window to a China's under-21s training camp led by Goose Hiddink in Amsterdam. 2 weeks after the camp, Hong Kong manager Gary White once again named Day in his preliminary squad for the 2019 EAFF E1 Football Championship qualifiers. For Macau, I've gone with Kahang Leong. In 2009, Leong Kahang was called up by Macau for the 2010 AFC Under-19 Championship qualification matches held in Thailand. He scored Macau's only goal in the 54th minute in a 5-1 defeat against the Korea's Republic. He scored 4 goals in the 4-3 victory to Laos, and he scored again in the 3-2 defeat to Bangladesh. On the 2nd of July 2011, in the 2014 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, he was called up for the Macau's national football team to play against Vietnam. In the second leg, he scored 1 goal for his team, but Macau still lost 13-1 to Vietnam after 2 legs. In 2011, in the 2012 AFC Challenge Cup qualifying playoff round, Leong Kahang scored a goal each away and at home, but Macau lost to Cambodia 4-5 on aggregate after extra time. On the 3rd of October 2011, Leong Kahang scored, giving his side the first lead to the game against Hong Kong's national football team in the 2011 Long Ten Cup, but Hong Kong came back to win 5-1. On the 8th of July 2012, at the 2013 AFC Under-22 Championship qualifiers, Leong Kahang scored a goal against Australia's Under-22's national football team, but Macau lost 3-2. On the 14th of October 2014, Leong Kahang scored 1 goal to help Macau force a 2-2 draw with visitors Singapore in an international friendly at the football ground of Macau University of Science and Technology. On the 15th of November 2016, Leong Kahang was named the winner of the MVP award during the 2016 AFC Solidarity Cup Award ceremony at the Sarawak Stadium. For Taiwan, I've gone with Tim Chow. He obtained his Republic of China passport on the 30th of October 2017. He was then called up to the national squad for the 14th of November 2017, a game against Turkmenistan. Though he started the game, he couldn't prevent a 2-1 loss, which saw Chinese Taipei fail to qualify for the 2019 AFC Asian Cup. For Mongolia, I've gone with Ganbold Ganbayar. In 2013, Ganbayar competed in the qualifying stages of the 2014 AFC Under-14s Championship. For this inaugural edition of the tournament, Mongolia competed against Hong Kong, the DPR of Korea, Macau, and Japan. Matches were played at the Mongkok Stadium in Hong Kong. The Mongolian Under-14s team won their first match 7-0 against Macau before losing 4-0 to Japan, 8-0 to North Korea, and 5-0 to Hong Kong. In Mongolia's victory over Macau, Ganbayar scored 5 of his team's 7 goals. This was the first time in Mongolian international football history that a player had scored 5 goals in a single match. In September 2015, Ganbayar was part of Mongolia's squad but competed in qualification for the 2016 AFC Under-16s Championship. He played all 180 minutes and served as the team's captain for both matches, a 17-0 defeat to Japan and a 5-2 defeat to Hong Kong. In June 2017, head coach Michael Weiss named Ganbayar to Mongolia's roster for the 2018 AFC Under-23s Championship qualification, which was scheduled to take place the following month. It was part of Group H, along with Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Ganbayar was 16 years old at the time. In preparation for the tournament, the Under-23s team competed against a team consisting of the Mongolian Premier League's best players. The Under-23s team won 3-0, with Ganbayar scoring twice in the match. His second goal came from an impressive individual effort. Following the match, the team departed for a 12-day training camp at the Mokpo International Football Centre in South Korea in partnership with the KFA. They were scheduled to compete in friendlies against South Korea's Under-19s team and the league team. Mongolia was defeated by the Korean Under-19s side 4-0. Ganbayar then appeared in the team's next match, a 2-1 defeat to Jeju United, which finished the 2016 season in third place in KD Classic. He started and played the full match of Mongolia's opening fixture of qualification, a 1-1 draw with Thailand. In the match, he occasionally troubled the defence. He then started the team's next match, a 7-0 defeat to Indonesia, before being subbed off in the second half. Ganbayar came in as a 55th minute substitute in Mongolia's final match of the tournament, a 2-0 defeat to Malaysia, with only a mathematical chance of progressing into the match. The defeat eliminated Mongolia from advancing to the final tournament. Ganbayar was named to Mongolia's Under-19 squad for the 2018 AFC Under-19 Championship qualification by Urchim FC and Under-19 national team coach Zorigtin Batulga in October 2017, with Mongolia hosting its qualification group early in the following month. Batulga previously accompanied the player on his month-long training stint in England with Barnet FC in 2016. Mongolia was drawn into Group I along with Japan, Thailand, and Singapore. Ganbayar started and played the full match in the opening 7-0 defeat to Japan and a 5-2 defeat to Thailand. He entered the final match against Singapore as a 39th minute substitute, scoring the team's fourth goal of a 4-2 victory in the 92nd minute. The victory guaranteed third place in the group, but was not enough to advance from the group stage. Ganbayar received his first senior international call-ups for 2 matches against Brunei in June 2019 for the first round qualification matches for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. He sustained a hamstring injury while training in Phuket, Thailand, but was expected to heal in time for the opening match. He participated in training matches against Thai clubs Phuket City FC and Krabi FC as a part of a 10-day camp. He was an unused substitute in both matches against Brunei as Mongolia advanced to the second round 3-2 on aggregate. For North Korea, I've gone with Hwang Song-han. Han made his senior debut for North Korea on the 6th of June 2017 in a friendly against Qatar. He played in the 2019 AFC Asian Cup qualifiers, helping North Korea to qualify for the final tournament. Han was called up for the final squad, playing against whom he was sent off, and Lebanon in the group stage. His first international goal came on the 14th of November 2019 in the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualification match against Turkmenistan. Take a deep breath for this one, South Korea. Hung Min Son. Son was a member of the South Korean national football team that participated in the 2009 FIFA Under-17s World Cup held in Nigeria, and he scored 3 goals in this tournament. On the 24th of December 2010, Son was named in South Korea's national team's squad for the 2011 AFC Asian Cup, making his debut for the national team in a pre-tournament friendly against Syria on the 30th of December. At the tournament finals, Son scored his first international goal during a 4-1 group stage defeat of India. On the 7th of October 2011, after initially missing the first 2 matches of South Korea's 2014 FIFA World Cup qualification campaign on the 2nd and 6th of September 2011 due to an ankle injury, Son played in a friendly against Poland and was again featured in the 11th of October World Cup qualifier against the United Arab Emirates. His selection for the national team play was a point of concern for Son's father. That sounds really weird. However, who caused a stir by asking the Korea Football Association not to select his son for the national team in the immediate future, so he can rest and mature more as a player. Cho Kwang-rae, then the South Korean head coach, responded by saying that he would continue to call up Son when needed. Son turned down the opportunity to participate in the 2012 London Olympics, opting to concentrate on his club career at Hamburger SV. Son was quoted as saying, "In career, an Olympic appearance has a special meaning, but I want to speed up for Hamburg. What matters is to pour all of my time into extreme training." Son did, however, play for the national team in the autumn of 2012 for the two 2014 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Lebanon and Iran, and became a regular call-up in friendlies and World Cup qualifying matches in 2013. In the 2013 World Cup qualifier against Qatar on the 23rd of March 2013, Son came on as a substitute in the 81st minute and scored the winning goal in the 96th minute. In June 2014, Son was named in South Korea's squad for the 2014 World Cup. On the 22nd of June, he scored in a 4-2 defeat to Algeria, the team's second group match. The Korean Football Association requested Bayer Leverkusen to allow Son to play in 2014 Asian Games, as winning the gold medal of the tournament would grant Son exception from military service. Despite Son affirming his interest and KFC's efforts, his club at the time, Bayer Leverkusen, refused to release him, as his absence would mean the team would lose him for at least 6 matches. Son was selected for South Korea for the 2015 AFC Asian Cup in Australia. At the quarter-final stage, he scored both the team's goals in the 2-0 extra-time defeat of Uzbekistan. In the final against the hosts, he equalised in added time, but his team lost 2-1 after extra time. He was chosen as one of the 3 forwards in the team of the tournament. In June 2016, Son was named as an overage player in the South Korea squad for the 2016 Summer Olympics. So a goal against Fiji and another against Germany. He helped his team to top the group with 2 wins and a draw. South Korea was eliminated by Honduras in the quarterfinals, with Son missing crucial chances. On the 3rd of September 2015, at the Hwaseong Stadium, Son scored a hat-trick in an 8-0 home win over Laos in the second round of qualification for the 2018 World Cup. On the 13th of June 2017, Son broke his right forearm after falling awkwardly on his arm during the World Cup qualifying match in Doha against Qatar. He was part of a team that saw Korea qualify for the 2018 World Cup after a 0-0 draw against Uzbekistan on the 5th of September 2017. On the 4th of June 2018, Son was selected in a 23 match for the World Cup. On the 23rd of June, Son scored a goal from outside the penalty area, a curling strike into the top corner, though his side was defeated with a 2-1 loss to Mexico in their second group match of the World Cup. On the 27th of June, during their final group stage match, he scored the second goal in the 97th minute in their 2-0 victory over world champions Germany, sealing their elimination. Son was selected as one of the 3 overage players permitted to the under-23 team for the football event at the 2018 Asian Games in Indonesia. He captained the team in the final game of the group stage against Kyrgyzstan, scoring the only goal of the match to help the team reach the knockout rounds. He also captained the team in the knockout rounds and reached the final against Taeguk Warriors, after the Taeguk Warriors beat Vietnam 3-1 in the gold medal match. Son assisted in both extra-time goals in a 2-1 victory over Japan, which guaranteed the entire squad's exemption from mandatory military service. Son was called up as captain for the 2019 AFC Asian Cup in the United Arab Emirates by Paulo Bento, but missed the first 2 group matches due to an agreement with Tottenham Hotspur related to his call-up. He recorded an assist in the 3rd group game against China. However, his play at the tournament was lethargic due to a lack of physical strength in his busy schedule, and he returned to London following his team defeats in the quarterfinals to eventual champions at Qatar. For Japan, I've gone with Takefusa Kubo. Kubo has been involved in Japan's national teams from under-15s to senior level. At the age of 15, he was selected for Japan's under-20s national team for the 2017 under-20s World Cup. Shortly before turning 18, he was named in the squad for the 2019 Copa America, which marks his first call-up to the senior squad. He made his debut on the 9th of June 2019 in a friendly against El Salvador as a 67th-minute substitute for Takumi Minamino, which was a very close choice for mine. For Myanmar, I've gone with Ayung Fu. Ayung Fu debuted in the national under-16s team but took part in the 2011 AFF under-16 Youth Championship. In 2014, his crucial goal against under-19s Vietnam at the Hassan Al Bolkiah Trophy tournament in Brunei, and Myanmar would lead to his debut, crowned champion. He immediately became a Myanmar fans' favourite striker. His performance led to the international participation of Myanmar and the under-19s Myanmar national team participation to the FIFA Under-20s World Cup. International participation, which was last experienced in the 1972 Summer Olympics in Munich in Germany. He was noted for his powerful shots and his intelligent runs in FIFA Technical Study Book of the 2015 Under-20 World Cup. He made his international debut on the 28th of August 2015 against the United Arab Emirates in a friendly. His debut goal was scored against Laos in a 3-1 victory in a 2018 World Cup qualification. For Thailand, I've gone with Chanathip Songkrasin. Chanathip Songkrasin started his international stage with Thailand national under-20 football team. He played latest in the 2012 AFC Under-19s Championship. In the top level, Chanathip was first called up by the Thailand national football team head coach Winifred Shafar to compete in the 2012 King's Cup, and he debuted in this tournament. He continued to be called to the 2012 AFF Suzuki Cup squad. At 19 years old, he was the youngest player who was called up by Winifred Shafar. In February 2013, he scored his first goal for the against Kuwait in the 2015 AFC Asian Cup qualification, which ended up a 3-1 loss to Kuwait. After that game, he scored another goal in a friendly match against China. He represented Thailand's under-23s in 2015 Southeast Asian Games. Chanathip played for Thailand's under-23s in 2014 Asian Games. In June 2014, Chanathip was part of Thailand's winning squad for the 2014 AFF Suzuki Cup. During the tournament, Chanathip scored for the first goal in the 3 Philippines in the semi-finals and assisted the second goal for the Krokrit Faurikan in a 2-0 victory over Malaysia in the first leg of the final. He also scored the last goal in the second leg to cement Thailand's place on the trophy. Afterwards, he was named the best player of the tournament and became the youngest AFF Suzuki Cup MVP at the age of 21. In May 2015, he was called up to Thailand to play for the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualification against Vietnam. The same year, Chanathip won the 2015 Southeast Asian Games with Thailand's under-23s. In December 2016, Chanathip again led Thailand to the title of the 2016 AFF Champion, 5th title of his nation. He was also awarded another Most Valuable Player and became the first player to win it twice. He was named in the Thai squad participating in the 2019 AFC Asian Cup. After an unpromising performance against India in the first match, where he was silenced as Thailand suffered a 4-1 shock loss, he returned to prominence, scoring 1 goal as Thailand overcame Bahrain and holding host UAE to reach the round of 16 for the first time since the 1972 competition. For Laos, I've gone with Sukaphon Vongchiengkam. That's a really long name. He's aged 29 and is a Lao footballer who plays as a winger for Ufei Fani. He's made 49 appearances for the country, scoring 14 times since 2010. For Cambodia, I've gone with Thierry Bin. Thierry Bin expressed his desire to play for Cambodia early on, but he could not make his official debut due to FIFA's guidelines on citizenship. Hence, he mostly played in unofficial friendlies instead. In 2013, he was selected for the Cambodian national team squad to play at the 2013 Southeast Asian Games. He played his first national team match on the 17th of March 2015 in the 2018 World Cup qualifying match against McCall. He also scored the first goal of the match in the 28th minute. For Vietnam, I've gone with Ngoc Hay K. Ngoc Hay K is aged 27 and is a Vietnamese footballer who is the defender for Viettel and captain of the Vietnam national football team. He scored his first goal for Vietnam in the 2014 AFF Championship in a 2-2 draw with Indonesia. He has also won the 2018 AFF Championship with Vietnam. For Malaysia, I've gone with Natsko Inza. I just know I don't pronounce it. Sorry about the pronunciation of all these names, by the way, guys. I'm not from Asia, you can tell. Inza obtained Malaysian citizenship through his grandmother, who was born in Sabah. He won his first cap for their national team on 27 March 2018 at the age of 31 in a 2-2 friendly draw to Mongolia. For Singapore, I've gone with Haris Haroon. Haris has been capped at all youth levels with the Singaporean national football team. He was part of the Singapore national under-23s football team, but won bronze medal for 2000 and 2013 Southeast Asian Games. Haris was scouted by then national team coach Radi Avramovic, who gave him his debut in a friendly against North Korea on the 24th of June 2007, where he came on as a 70th minute substitute. He is the youngest player to play for the Singapore national team at the age of 16 years and 217 days, breaking the previous record held by Singapore legend Fandi Ahmad, I don't know if you pronounce that, who debuted at 17 years, 3 months and 23 days. Avramovic rated Haris as an exceptional player in a 2012 Straits Time interview. Haris was called up to the Singapore squad for the 2012 ASEAN Football Championship. A shin fracture in the group stage loss to Indonesia ruled him out of the rest of the tournament as Singapore won the competition. He had also missed out of the 2008 and 10 editions of the competition due to injury. Haris scored his first senior international goal in the 27th minute of a friendly match against Laos on the 7th of June 2013. Along with Zulfami Arifin, he has been identified by the national team coach Bern Stange as the future of Singapore's midfield. Stange also assessed that he's capable of playing for a top European club and in a strong league. On the 24th of July 2010, Haris was drafted into Singapore's starting 11 squad that was to play against Burnley. He was captain of the side for the fixture, with the match eventually ending in a 1-0 defeat. On the 16th of June 2015, Haris was afforded the chance to captain the national team in a match against Japan. Supposedly a predictable victory for the Japanese team, the match subsequently ended in a shocking 0-0 draw. Haris scored his 7th international goal in a 2-0 friendly victory over Fiji, helping new head coach Fandi Ahmad to his first win. On the 14th of November 2019, Haris made his 100th cap for the national team against Qatar, making the 13th member of the exalted list by the likes of Fandi Ahmad, Nazri Nasir, Shahil Ishak, and many more. For Indonesia, I've gone with Stefano Lillipali. Lillipali represented the Netherlands at youth level from the under-15s to the under-18s. He was eligible to represent the Netherlands or Indonesia at full international level through his parents, his mother being Dutch and his father being Indonesian. Lillipali took the Indonesian citizenship oath in October 2011 to make him officially available for selection. He made his full international debut in August 2013 in a 2-0 win against the Philippines, when he made an assist for Gregor Nwokolo. Lillipali scored his first international goal for Indonesia in a match against Singapore in the 2016 AFF Championship, a late and decisive goal, and made Indonesia qualify to the semi-final alongside Thailand. Lillipali also scored against Vietnam in the second leg of the semi-finals, which sent Indonesia through to the finals. For Timor-Leste, or East Timor, I've gone with Adelino Trinidade. Adi, as he is known informally, made his senior international debut for Timor-Leste national football team on the 21st of November 2010 in a friendly match against the Indonesian national football team when he was aged just 15 years and 172 days. He's made a total of 24 appearances and scored 3 times. Brunei, I've gone with Faik Bolkiah. Bolkiah was eligible to represent the United States and Brunei. He was scouted for the youth teams of the United States, but chose to represent Brunei, doing so at the under-19 and under-23 levels, including at the 2015 Southeast Asian Games. In that tournament, he scored in a 2-1 defeat to Timor-Leste. He was expected to make his senior international debut on the 15th of October 2016 in the 2016 AFF Championship qualification match against Timor-Leste. He debuted in the match, starting and playing the full 90 minutes of a 2-1 victory. For the Philippines, I've gone with Neil Etheridge. Etheridge is a former England under-16s international, having played in the 2005 Victory Shield, in which England and Wales eventually shared the trophy. Despite having represented England at youth level, he remained eligible to represent the Philippines through his mother. In 2007, Etheridge received an invitation to play for the Philippines, but declined the offer, citing unfamiliarity with the language and the players. He was again given the invitation in early 2008, this time by the new Philippine Football Federation President Jose Mari Martinez. Eventually accepted the invitation after speaking to the new manager and learning about the setup. And after encouragement from Chelsea youth teammate Phil Younghusband, he officially switched allegiance to the Philippines in April 2008. He made his full international debut against Brunei in the 2008 AFC Challenge Cup qualifiers, playing in all 3 of his country's matches. He kept 3 clean sheets, but the Philippines still failed to qualify due to an inferior goal difference to group winners Tajikistan. He was called up again later that year in the 2008 AFF Suzuki Cup qualification matches. In their opening match, Etheridge got his 4th consecutive clean sheet, as the Philippines defeated Timor-Leste 1-0. However, in the remaining 3 fixtures, Etheridge conceded 5 goals as the Philippines won another match, drew 1 and lost 1, before being eliminated on the basis of their goals scored record after finishing tied for second. Etheridge later credited his debut for the Philippines in 2008 to his later progress in his club career in 2018, due to having experience playing for a national team before a crowd of up to 90,000 fans. In 2010, Etheridge was named in the Philippine squad of the 2010 AFF Suzuki Cup. The Philippines came in second in their group with 1 win and 2 draws, conceding only 1 goal. But both legs of the semi-finals ended in 1-0 defeat for the Philippines against Indonesia. He was then called up for his country for the AFC Challenge Cup qualifiers, where he conceded only a single goal, enabling the Philippines to qualify for the group stage. Etheridge announced his interest to join the squad for the 2012 AFC Challenge Cup, but was originally in doubt to be included due to the club commitments. However, after receiving clearance from Fulham to travel, he was included in the final 23-man squad. On the 9th of March 2012 against North Korea, he saved a penalty taken by Pak Song-chol in the 16th minute as the match ended 2-0. He was sent off in the closing minutes of the semi-final match against Turkmenistan, which the Philippines lost 2-1. Due to red card, he was suspended for the subsequent third-place playoff match, where the Philippines defeated Palestine 4-3. In August 2014, Etheridge was not included in the training squad for the 2014 Peace Cup, which all countries' preliminary squad for the 2014 AFF Suzuki Cup, due to a lack of first-team club football. He labelled manager Thomas Dooley disrespectful over the omission. In October 2016, it was announced that Etheridge would not be included in the 2016 AFF Championship squad because of club commitments with Warsaw. Etheridge expressed his disappointment of missing out on the regional championship, but added that he was committed to playing for his club. In 2018, Etheridge was part of the Philippine squad that missed out for the AFC Asian Cup for the first time in the nation's history. However, the national side and his club side Cardiff reached an agreement to allow Etheridge retirement in order to focus on his place as the Premier League side's first choice goalkeeper. For Guam, I've gone with Adolf Joseph de la Garza. On December 21st, 2010, the United States men's national soccer football team, head coach Bob Bradley called in de la Garza along with 23 other players in the United States to a new 2011 training camp. The end of the training camp culminated in a match against the Chile national football team. On January 22nd, 2011, de la Garza was selected to the 18-member game day roster. However, de la Garza failed to make an appearance in the 1-1 draw against Chile. On January 21st, 2012, de la Garza made his debut for the senior side of the United States in a friendly match against the Venezuelan national football team. De la Garza started the match and played all 90 minutes in a 1-0 win over Venezuela. 4 days later, de la Garza again started and played the full 90 minutes in the United States victory over Panama. De la Garza was still eligible to play for the Guam national team because he was not officially cap-tied with the United States. On August 27, 2013, he made the commitment to switch and play for the Guam national team. On November 16, 2013, de la Garza made his first appearance for the Mateo in a 1-1 draw in a friendly with Laos. He appeared in his first competitive match for Guam on November 13, 2014, in a 2-1 win over Taiwan in the East Asian Cup. On June 11, 2015, de la Garza started and played all 90 minutes in Guam's first ever World Cup qualifier win, beating Turkmenistan 1-0. Just a few days later, de la Garza started and played all 90 minutes against India, second ever World Cup qualifier win. De la Garza announced his international retirement though on April 19, 2020. Thank you very much for watching that. It was an incredibly long one. Seem to be doing a lot of long ones recently. Hope you did enjoy that. There will be no uploads until next week when we're doing the European best players from Europe. So please subscribe and I'll see you around.